Confidence isn't the weapon in a power game. Emotion is. Not the emotion you feel, the emotion you show. Because the moment your face changes, the moment your voice speeds up, the moment your hands betray heat, someone smarter than you just found the lever. They don't need to defeat you. They only need to move you. A raised eyebrow can make you chase approval. A cold silence can make you explain yourself into weakness. A little praise can make you loyal. A little disrespect can make you reckless. And that is how most people lose. Not by force, but by reaction. Niccolo Machiavelli understood something that modern minds still deny. People don't control you with chains, they control you with patterns. If they can predict your emotional rhythm, they can time their attack perfectly. They can bait you, starve you, reward you, guilt you, flatter you, until you become a puppet that believes it has freedom. So let me tell you what this video is going to do. It will not make you cold in the childish way. It will make you invisible to manipulation. It will make your emotions private property, not public entertainment. You will learn to sit in discomfort without rushing to fix it. You will learn to hear provocation without rushing to answer it. You will learn to watch disrespect without rushing to prove you're not weak. Because the strongest person in any room is not the loudest. It's the one who can be pressed and still doesn't leak. That is what untouchable looks like. Calm under pressure, unreadable under threat, unmoved by bait. And yes, at first people will call it emotionless. Let them. They say that when they can't access you. They say that when their old keys stop working. So take a breath, lock your face, slow your voice. In the next section, I'll show you the first rule of power. The predictable heart is the easiest to own. Machiavelli's lens. People obey the predictable. Niccolo Machiavelli never asked you to be gentle. He asked you to be precise. He watched courts, princes, armies, and alliances, and he learned a brutal truth. The readable person is the controllable person, not because they lack intelligence, but because they leak it. Most people treat emotion like proof of humanity. In power games, emotion is proof of vulnerability. Every visible reaction is a confession about what you fear, what you crave, and what you cannot tolerate. A flare of anger tells them where to poke. A rush to explain tells them where you doubt yourself. A bright smile at praise tells them how to buy your loyalty. A tense silence tells them what subject owns you. Anyone with ambition climbs through windows. Machiavellian discipline starts here. Remove your predictability. When you are predictable, you are cheap to manipulate. People time compliments to soften your boundaries. They time silence to make you chase. They time outrage to make you apologize for things you never did. They do not need to overpower you. They only need to press the right button and watch you volunteer your position. This is why the calm man is dangerous. He refuses to donate emotional data, ever. He forces others to move without certainty, and uncertainty makes cowards careful. So listen closely. Your goal is not to feel nothing. Your goal is to keep your inner life off the bargaining table. Feel everything, but reveal little. Keep your heat inside, like a blade kept in its sheath. Let a pause answer first. Let them wonder what you think, because in that wondering, they lose courage. The predictable heart is a public doorway. The disciplined heart is a locked room. In the next section, we break the remote control they keep in their pocket, your triggers. The psychology of control. Triggers are remote controls. Every power game has the same hidden mechanic. Someone is trying to control your nervous system. They don't come for your logic first. They come for your state. Because if they can push you into anger, urgency, shame, fear, or hunger for approval, your mind will start defending the emotion instead of protecting your position. That's why triggers exist. A trigger is not just a feeling. It's a programmed shortcut. It's a remote control someone can press from across the room. They raise their voice, and your heart spikes. They question your value, and you start proving. They withdraw affection, and you start bargaining. They mock you, and you rush to strike back. And the moment you react automatically, you've confessed one thing. They can move you on command. Dark psychology calls it conditioning. Machiavellianism calls it usefulness. Either way, it's the same trap. Stimulus becomes reaction, and reaction becomes predictability, and predictability becomes ownership. So here is the cold truth. If someone can reliably trigger you, you are not free around them. You are a system they can hack. The first step to becoming emotionless in power games is not to calm down. It's to interrupt the chain. When the trigger hits, you do not follow it. You do not argue immediately. You do not explain immediately. You do not defend your dignity like a desperate man. You pause, small, controlled, surgical. In that pause, you separate what you feel from what you show. You let the heat rise inside, and you keep your face still. You let the insult land, and you keep your voice slow. You let the bait hang in the air, and you don't bite. People hate this because it denies them feedback. It denies them control. And now you begin to see the game clearly. The one who controls the emotional tempo controls the outcome. In the next section, I'll show you how to wear the mask properly. Ice on the face, fire in the plan. The emotionless mask. Ice on the face, fire in the plan. Understand this before you ruin it. Emotionless is not weakness, and it's not emptiness. It's privacy. It's the discipline of keeping your reaction out of the other person's hands. The childish version of coldness is a dead stare and a forced silence. That's not power. That's fear wearing armor. Real control is subtler. It's warmth when you choose it, distance when you choose it, and calm no matter what they try. Niccolo Machiavelli would never tell you to become a stone. He would tell you to become a surface, smooth enough that nothing can grip you. Because in power games, your face is evidence. Your tone is evidence. Your speed is evidence. If you move fast, you're emotional. If you defend instantly, you're insecure. If you oversmile, you're hungry. If you flinch, you're owned. So, the mask is simple. Slow everything down. Slow your breathing. Slow your words. Slow your gestures. Let your eyes hold steady. Let your mouth stay neutral. Let your shoulders stay loose. People are trained to read microsignals. Take the signals away and they start guessing. And when they guess, they often guess wrong. And wrong guesses create mistakes. But there's a second layer. While the mask stays cold, the plan stays hot. Inside, you observe. You collect facts. You note patterns. You track who tries to rush you, who tries to shame you, who tries to charm you, who tries to threaten you. You don't argue with their tactics. You catalog them, because the moment you stop reacting, you start seeing. And seeing is where power begins. This is why calm is feared. Calm suggests preparation. Calm suggests options. Calm suggests you are not desperate to win this moment because you're building something bigger than their little provocation. So, when they poke you, give them nothing but presence. Not hostility, not friendliness, presence. A man who is fully present and emotionally unavailable to manipulation becomes dangerous without raising his voice. In the next section, I'll give you a protocol, 3 steps, that rewires your response and makes your calm automatic. The detachment protocol. Delay, label, decide. Here is the protocol that separates men who survive power games from men who become entertainment. Delay, label, decide. First, delay. When the trigger hits, you do not answer in the same emotional tempo they gave you. You do not reward provocation with speed. Speed is a confession, so breathe once, slow, through the nose, let a beat of silence pass. In that beat, you steal back ownership of your body. Second, label. Name what is happening silently, like a surgeon. Bait, flattery, guilt, threat, urgency, intimidation, love bombing, dismissal. Labels turn chaos into data. Data kills panic. Third, decide. Choose the response that serves your leverage, not your ego. Ask one question: what action preserves my options? Sometimes you speak, sometimes you smile, sometimes you leave, sometimes you say, "We will continue later." Your decision must be short, clean, and final. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that men are judged by results, so act like a strategist, not a victim. The label exposes intent to make you earn approval, to defend identity, to rush a commitment, to surrender information. When you label it, you step out of the storm and watch it from above. When you decide, you choose tools, a question, a boundary, a delay, or a clean exit. You can repeat their words back and let the silence do the damage. Calm is not passive. Calm is a position of command. If they push urgency, you add time. If they push shame, you add distance. If they push anger, you add calm. Then you execute. Delay, label, decide. Practice it in small moments. Traffic, insults, ignored messages until it becomes reflex. That reflex is your new armor. Emotion can rise inside, but it never drives the wheel. That is how you become emotionless in power games, not by killing feeling, but by keeping command. Reputation warfare. Make them guess wrong. Now we move from your inner discipline to outer warfare, reputation. This is where most people lose without noticing, because they fight battles out loud and forget that perception is the battlefield. Niccolo Machiavelli understood that people do not respond to your truth. They respond to the story they can repeat about you. So you will become difficult to summarize, not chaotic, not inconsistent, simply hard to reduce. Because the man who is easy to label is easy to manage. If they can call you angry, they can bait you. If they can call you nice, they can exploit you. If they can call you needy, they can starve you. If they can call you arrogant, they can recruit others against you. Your first move is to stop feeding their labels. Here is the tactic: controlled ambiguity. You stop over-explaining. You stop giving emotional essays. You stop trying to be fully understood by people who benefit from misunderstanding you. You answer in clean sentences. You give less detail than they want and more certainty than they expect. You don't rush to correct every false impression, because sometimes their wrong assumption protects your position. Let them think you're calm because you don't care, when the truth is you're calm because you choose strategy over relief. But do not confuse ambiguity with confusion. Your boundaries must be clear. Your yes is rare, your no is smooth, and your silence is intentional. When they press for emotional proof, you give structure instead. I understand. I'll think about it. That doesn't work for me. We can revisit later. These phrases are armor. They deny them the drama they use as leverage. And once drama is removed, power games become simple economics: access, time, attention, consequence. People fear what they can't predict. They respect what they can't rush. So become slow, become measured, become hard to read and easy to feel. Let your presence be steady, not performative, because the more they guess, the more they reveal. And while they reveal, you learn. That is reputation warfare, making them play against a mirror while you stay behind glass. You are not hiding, you are conserving. Speak when words buy you advantage, not when words buy you relief. If they demand a reaction, give them a standard. Consistency in principle, flexibility in expression. This is how you stay ungrippable. Tests and traps. They will try to provoke proof. They will test you the moment you stop leaking, because when your reactions disappear, their control system starts failing, and people always check whether the door is truly locked. Expect the tests. Expect the traps. One will try the provocation test, a small disrespect, a sarcastic comment, a joke meant to pull anger out of you. Another will try the shame test. Why are you so quiet? Are you mad? Don't be so sensitive. It's not curiosity, it's fishing. They want you to explain yourself into weakness. Then comes the urgency trap. Decide right now. If you care, you'll answer immediately. Urgency is a weapon because it steals your strategy and replaces it with panic. And then there's the kindness trap, the most dangerous one. Sudden warmth, sudden praise, sudden attention, designed to make you soften your boundary and return to old patterns. Niccolo Machiavelli would call this the art of baiting the hook with what you crave. Dark psychology calls it reinforcement. Either way, The goal is the same: to pull emotional proof out of you so they can map you again. Your response must be cold in method, not cruel in spirit. You acknowledge without feeding. You listen without surrendering. You answer without performing. When they provoke, you don't counterattack. You slow down. You look at them like you are observing weather, not an enemy. When they shame, you don't defend your personality. You rest in your choice. When they rush you, you add time. When they love bomb you, you accept politely, but keep your standards unchanged. Because the moment you trade your boundary for comfort, you announce your price. And once they know your price, they will pay it only when they need you obedient. So develop a simple rule. Never respond at the emotional temperature they offer you. If they bring heat, you bring calm. If they bring sweetness, you bring steadiness. If they bring pressure, you bring patience. Your calm becomes a wall they can't climb, and it forces them to reveal their real intent. Watch what happens when you don't react. They escalate, they change tactics, they get sloppy, or they retreat. All outcomes are useful. This is the shift. Your goal is no longer to win the moment. Your goal is to stay unowned, and the man who stays unowned eventually wins the war without shouting. Calm. Cruel calm. Say no without drama. Here is where you become truly dangerous. You learn to remove access without emotion. Most people think power is domination, raising the voice, making threats, forcing outcomes. That is loud power. Loud power invites resistance. Quiet power is cleaner, it simply closes doors. Niccolo Machiavelli understood that consequences shape behavior more than speeches. So your boundaries will not be debates, they will be decisions. The mistake weak men make is they announce boundaries in anger, then break them in loneliness. That teaches people your anger is noise and your standards are negotiable. You will do the opposite. You will say no like a man reading a policy, not like a man begging to be respected. Calm number, short number, final number, and you will not decorate it with excuses. Excuses are handles. Every extra word is a place for them to argue, guilt, twist, or bargain. So you give the minimum. That won't work for me. I'm not available for that. I won't continue this conversation in this tone. Then you pause. Let silence carry your authority. If they push harder, you don't explain harder. You act, you leave, you end the call, you delay the meeting, you withdraw attention, not as a tantrum, as a consequence. Cold consequence is what rewires disrespect. Emotionless consequence is what teaches others that your boundaries are real. Dark psychology is simple here. Behavior repeats when it is rewarded. So stop rewarding what drains you. Stop rewarding disrespect with engagement. Stop rewarding manipulation with reassurance. Stop rewarding chaos with your time. You don't need revenge. You need structure. People are trained by your responses. Train them. If someone tries to bait you into drama, starve the drama. If someone tries to control you with guilt, deny the guilt. If someone tries to rush you with urgency, slow the timeline. The moment they realize you cannot be pressured into breaking your own code, your value rises. Not because you are cruel, because you are stable. Stability is rare. Stability makes people careful, and careful people treat you differently. This is the real meaning of emotionless in power games. You are not moved by fear of losing them, fear of being disliked, fear of being misunderstood. You are loyal to your standard, not to their mood. In the next section, we deal with the cost, because cold discipline without a private heart turns into emptiness, and that is not power, that is decay. The cost and the code. Cold doesn't mean empty. Cold discipline has a price, and if you don't pay it correctly, you don't become powerful, you become hollow. Listen carefully. Being emotionless in power games is not the same as being emotionless in life. If you try to live like a locked vault every hour of every day, you will slowly poison yourself. You will confuse control with isolation. You will mistake numbness for strength. And then, one day, a small trigger will crack you because pressure always collects somewhere. Niccolo Machiavelli never preached emptiness. He preached management of appearances, of impulses, of timing. The mask is for the arena. The arena is not your home. So here is the code. Keep a private heart. Have one place, one person, one practice where you can be human without consequence. Not everyone deserves your softness, but you still must keep it alive. Because the man who kills his own feeling to avoid being manipulated becomes easy to control in a different way. Through loneliness, through bitterness, through the hunger to feel something again. That hunger makes people reckless. It makes them chase intensity, chase validation, chase conflict, just to prove they're still alive. That is not power. That is a wound wearing a suit. True Stoic masculinity is not emotional death. It is emotional command. You allow feelings to rise, you observe them, you learn from them, and then you choose your behavior with a steady hand. You don't deny fear. You refuse to let fear drive decisions. You don't deny anger. You convert it into boundaries and action. You don't deny sadness. You process it privately, then return to your principles. This is why principles matter. When you live by moods, anyone can steer you. When you live by code, you become unsteerable. Your code is simple. Dignity over impulse, patience over panic, silence over explanation, consequence over complaint. And you must practice it when no one is watching, because performance is fragile. Discipline is identity. If you want to be untouchable, your calm cannot be a trick. It must be your default setting. But protect your inner life like a king protects his treasury. Choose your circle with intelligence. Speak your truth only where it won't be used as currency against you. There is a reason powerful men are selective, not because they hate people, but because they respect how influence spreads. So, yes, be cold in the game. Be unreadable to enemies. Be unresponsive to bait. But don't become a statue. Become a sword in its sheath, still, controlled, and fully alive. In the final section, I'll tie it all into a system, so your emotionless power isn't a mood you try to summon, but a structure you live by. 4. The final upgrade. Untouchable is a system. Here is the final truth. Untouchable is not a personality. It's a system. And systems do not depend on feelings. Feelings change with sleep, hunger, stress, praise, rejection. A system stays. A system makes you consistent when life tries to shake you. That is why this video can make you emotionless in power games, because it gives you a structure that blocks manipulation at every entry point. Let's seal it. 1. You stop donating emotional data. Your face becomes quiet. Your voice becomes slow. Your words become fewer, cleaner, sharper. 2. You break the trigger chain with delay, label, decide. You pause, you name the tactic, you choose the response that protects your leverage. 3. You become hard to summarize, controlled ambiguity, no emotional essays, no over-explaining to people who profit from misunderstanding you. 4. You expect the tests, provocation, shame, urgency, love bombing. None of it surprises you. Surprise is how people steal your control. When you expect it, you stay calm, and calm ruins their timing. 5. You enforce boundaries without drama. You remove access like a judge, not like a wounded child. You don't threaten, you act. You don't argue, you conclude. That is what consequences are for. And 6. You keep a private heart. You do not become empty. You become selective. The arena gets the mask. Your life gets the truth. Protected, not exposed. Niccolo Machiavelli would tell you this in one sentence. Power belongs to the man who can be pressed without leaking. Because if you don't leak, they can't measure you. If they can't measure you, they can't control you. And if they can't control you, they start respecting you, or they leave. Both outcomes are victory. So when the game begins, remember the opening. Emotion is the leak. Do not leak. Not in anger, not in pride, not in fear, not in love. Keep your feelings inside until they become wisdom, not reaction. The world is full of people trying to move you because moving you makes them feel powerful. Your calm is the refusal that breaks their addiction. Your silence is the mirror that makes them uncomfortable. Your patience is the trap that makes them reveal themselves. And your standards are the wall they cannot climb. Now I want you to prove you understood it. Comment this phrase under the video, I don't leak. That is your oath. That is your new identity in every room, every conversation, every negotiation, every power game. And if this hit you the way it was meant to, like the cold slap of truth, then like the video, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we're not building motivation here, we're building a mind that cannot be played.